Good evening, ladies. Welcome to boot camp week number 4. And I hope that y'all took a ton away last week from our training that we had on how to have a rockin' successful Mary Kay party. And so this week, we're actually going to talk about how to share Mary Kay with other women and the importance of that, and several details about that and just how to do that. And I would love, if you haven't already, go ahead. I hope you have your cell phone by you. And I would love for you to go ahead and just text me that you are on tonight, that you are watching Boot Camp Live. So that way I can get you into our drawing for tonight. That is a surprise to everybody. And also so you get your credit for your checkbook cover. So when you complete all 6 of your boot camp classes, then you receive your checkbook cover. And we also get to celebrate you at our graduation celebration for those ladies that complete all 6 classes. And so tonight we're going to talk about sharing, which is something that I am very, very, very passionate about. And so I hope you all have your boot camp packet printed out and in front of you, and your pen handy, and also your cell phone, because if any questions that you have throughout the boot camp tonight, you get to text me and I will actually answer them live. Okay. And we have several new consultants on this week, which are a result of sharing. Yay. So some of y'all have already learned a lot about sharing and have been implementing those things in your business. But if you haven't, I'm going to teach you that tonight. And how to grow your team in Mary Kay, and how to have power partners and that type of thing. So it's a lot of fun. So anyways, I hope you have your boot camp packet, and several of you are texting me like crazy. Yay, we're so glad that you're on, even if you're brand baby new and you're like, what is boot camp? So we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight and learn some incredible things. And the best thing you can ever do is invest in your training. Okay, if y'all saw the video that I posted earlier, Leah Carta, talking about, it's funny how some people, they want to achieve all these great things in life and they want to be at the top of whatever they do, but they don't want to take time to invest into training. And it's like, how are you going to get there without knowing how to create a successful business? How are you going to do that without receiving that training? And so tonight, you're investing in yourself, you're investing in your Mary Kay business, and you're also investing in self-growth, you're investing in a financial change, and so many different things. So know that your time is not wasted, because you are going to learn basics to apply in your Mary Kay business to take you places. So get excited about that. So we're going to talk about the steps to actually building your team. And one thing I love to share with you, because you may be brand baby new. Well, most all of you are new consultants anyways, but you may have even got your starter kit in the last couple of days or not even have your starter kit yet. And you may be like, whoa, hold up, Angela. I don't even know what I'm doing myself. How the heck am I going to have team members, or how am I going to tell them what to do? Well, the good thing is that in your Mary Kay, the only person responsible for training consultants and assisting them with their goals and that type of thing is me as your director. So you're not responsible for anything of that nature. I remember when I first started Mary Kay, my first team member was in my first month, and I had absolutely no clue what I was doing. I had not even held my first party at all. And so I had no clue what to expect. I was just so excited about everything and getting started that I was just telling her about my excitement, and it was contagious. She was like, you know what? I want some excitement in my life too. And I want to start Mary Kay also. And so, sorry if y'all hear my dog. He's hanging out right here beside me. So you can design your life. See, I can hang out with my dog and chat with y'all. So anyways, but I had no clue what I was doing and working off of pure excitement, and got my first team member. And so that's the cool thing. And so the first step to actually team building is creating a passionate I story. And you may be thinking, what is an I story? And we're going to go over how to create your I story in just a minute. But it's just a little bit about why you started Mary Kay and stuff like that. So anyways, when you create a passionate I story, people will sign up with you for only one reason. Okay, are you ready for this? For one, they like you and they connect with you. And I hope I'm not stepping on toes, but I want to share. It was actually something that happened today. And it was Perry, that is new to our unit. And I hope you don't mind me calling you out, but I love the experience that she shared with me, because this is true. This so relates to what we're talking about, is because she actually told me that about a year ago or something like that, that her cousin or somebody had actually started Mary Kay, and basically she went to the appointment and like didn't really tell her that much about the products, or did not even share Mary Kay with her at all. And like she didn't act very passionate about what she was doing or excited or anything like that. It was just sort of like, here, put this on, take this off, and what do you want to buy? You know, and that's definitely not how we work our business. And as your director, I teach you way different from that. And so, you know what, that like sort of turned her off because she was not passionate or excited about what she was doing, or not even sharing in general. And so, you know, people are attracted to your passion. But she spoke highly of Callie, because Callie's her recruiter, and she came the other night and had a pampering session with Callie, and honestly left out of there and was so excited, loved the products, felt like she could conquer the world and, you know, share these products with everyone, is what she said. And it all made the difference. And she connected to Callie. Callie was excited about what she was doing. She was passionate about what she was doing. And I always say your passion is contagious. It so is. And so, you know, at first it may take a little bit to develop that excitement or whatever. You may have to, it may not be in your comfort zone to have excitement about what you're doing, or to be really passionate about it, but develop that, because that, I will say, if anything, working my Mary Kay, a couple weeks back, we talked about emotional management and stuff like that. But anytime that I'm so passionate about what I'm doing, or at the appointment, like I'm just passionate about sharing the product or sharing Mary Kay with other women, my results are always so much greater, because like I said, women are attracted to that. Like they love when you are passionate about what you're doing, you're excited about what you're doing, because that means they want to be a part too half the time. They don't want to be a part of, you know, a company where we don't even look like we're having fun what we're doing, right? And it's a very fun business. So make it fun. And that's the most important thing. When you're at an appointment, make those women feel beautiful, make sure they're having a great time, and everything else will fall into place. So now the next thing is they can only like you if they know you, okay? And so that's why I'm really transparent with people. And because I want them to be able to relate to me. I want them to be able to know I'm a real person. I'm not just this Mary Kay consultant who, you know, is like plastic, because that's not what people are attracted to. So it's okay to be real. They know that I'm just a good old country girl that drives a pink Cadillac, and I'm not ashamed to share that either, you know, but they can relate to those types of things when you are real with people. So that the next one is actually, therefore, share your passionate I story at the beginning of your party. Share it at the beginning, because they want to get to know who is in front of them. Because sometimes, okay, you start out with your friends and family, of course, when you start your Mary Kay, 90% of the time, unless you live somewhere where you don't know anybody. That's a different story. But anyways, they know who you are and stuff like that, but they don't know why you decided to start Mary Kay. So, you know, that will at least, that I story for your friends and family will help them to support you in your Mary Kay. It's not help them to support you, but they'll want to support you when they know, like, why did you start Mary Kay? What are you excited about? That type of things. And then the people that don't know you that come to your appointments, they want to know a little bit about you. They want to know, like, who's in front of them. You know, is she on a mission? Like, what is she doing? And they love knowing that. And so they can relate to you from the very beginning and know who you are and stuff like that. And so I always share my I story at the beginning of the party. So now we're going to talk about how to create an I story, okay? And I'm going to share with you a little bit about my I story. So first off, number one is, what's your current goal? Like, what are you going for, okay? So what's your current goal? Two is, what's your why in the business, in your Mary Kay business? What's your why? Three is, how has it changed your life? How has Mary Kay changed your life? And it may be just like 2 days during Mary Kay, but it may have just changed your life as far as, like, it gives you something to look forward to each week or something like that, or it brings excitement back into your life, or you're excited about, it's a way to change your financial situation, or whatever the case may be. And then, what do you enjoy most about your Mary Kay? So, then from that, you want to create a team building notebook or a marketing bag to share. And so I actually already created that for y'all. If you saw the flip chart that I uploaded, yesterday, that actually has how to share about Mary Kay throughout your party in there. The only part you need to implement is at the beginning when you introduce yourself, share your quick I story, which is what we just created. And so mine basically is I just share a little bit about my journey with people is what I really do. And I just tell them, that my name's Angela and I'm a senior Cadillac sales director. I'm from Alabama and just moved here to Nashville. And you know what? When I started Mary Kay, I started Mary Kay 3 years ago when I was actually 21. I was working at a hospital full time, going to school full time. Honestly, it was not my game plan. And it sort of just popped up in front of me and I decided, what the heck do I have to lose? And it definitely was God's plan. And I always share that because I truly believe that I was brought into this business for a reason, that it was put in front of me for a reason, because it was nowhere on my radar when I started Mary Kay at all. And so, I shared that it was God's plan for me. Because even after starting my Mary Kay, at first I was like, I don't know about really, making this anything huge. And then I saw what was available in the company and stuff like that and decided that I wanted to move up in the company. But I also felt like God had called me to this position. And so, what I love most about my Mary Kay is I love that I've grown my self-confidence so much and I've had so much self-growth, and that I get to pour that into other women these days. Like I get to pour that into other people in my life, the training that I've received from Mary Kay and the million blessings that have come out of my Mary Kay business, from everything from financial blessings to personal blessings as far as self-growth and that type of thing, but also getting to watch women's victories every single day as they achieve their goals. That is my biggest passion in this business. And I love that we get to share Mary Kay with other women. So, that it may sound a little bit different each time. It doesn't ever come out the same. But I just enjoy pampering ladies and having fun and not having to be stuck in a hospital where people yell at me every day. So I love that I get to pamper ladies and just have a great time, and get to make money at the same time. So you can create it however you want to. So number 3 is actually share your I story along with the 6 reasons why women start a Mary Kay business. Okay. So you're going to do at your party, you're actually going to do your I story at the beginning. And then as you go through the flip book, you'll actually see how we played the Mrs. Cab game. Okay. And so I'm about to go over the different things of the Mrs. Cab, but it's in that flip book. So new consultants, be sure and print out that flip book because that is going to be your BFF for a little while. Okay. Because that's going to walk you through how to do those appointments. But guess what? The fun thing is there's pictures on one side for them to see. And on the other side, there's words for you to read off what to say. So, and the words, I'm actually finishing those up and going to get those over to y'all. But go ahead and print out the pictures, and then you can like laminate it and make it a flip chart, or you could like print them out and get maybe some harder paper and put it on one side and then the other, or however you want to do it. You can be creative with that. But Mrs. Cab, I like to make it really fun. So I actually play a game with this. So I tell everybody, hey, pull out your purses. We're going to play a fun game. And honestly, when they're having fun, like they're listening to what you're saying, okay? And so you want to ask questions throughout real quick too. So I'm going to real quick just run through how I play this game because I want y'all to hear what it sounds like. So I tell them, okay, everybody pull out your purses. Who loves prizes? We're going to have a chance for prizes, okay? So I'm actually I like to have fun. And I'm going to share with you the top 6 reasons why women decide to start their Mary Kay business. Now, guess what? This is not to say y'all want to drive a pink Cadillac or anything like that. But you just never know. Mary Kay, like I said, was nowhere on my radar when I started Mary Kay. It was not even on my bucket list. And then look, now I drive a pink Cadillac and it's my career. Like it provides for my household. So you just never know. So I never prejudge. I share with absolutely everybody because Mary Kay honestly did say there was always one consultant at every table. So that could be one of you tonight. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call out a letter. You have to find something in your purse that starts with that same letter that I call out. Okay. And then actually you have to hold that thing up that you find and you have to yell it out. So the first 3 people in here that find something different in their purse. Okay. So like if she says quarter, you can't say quarter. Okay. Has to be something different. You're actually going to get a ticket, okay? And at the end, I'm going to draw for a prize, okay? So that kind of thing. So my first letter, are y'all ready? Is M. and everybody finds M, and I give them the tickets, and I say, okay, that's money. In Mary Kay, I love that we can make as much or as little income as we want to. So, some women start Mary Kay and just want to see a little bit. Some women want to make an extra like 300, 500,000, 2,000, something like that a month. And then some women want to make a full-time executive level income. Did y'all actually know that in Mary Kay, the highest commission check ever written to date in 1 month, 30 days, has actually been $150,000. So when I say full-time executive level income, that is 6 and 7 figures that you can make from your Mary Kay. Or guess what? You can be more personal use if you'd love to. Either way, it's totally great. It's whatever you want to see out of it. When I started Mary Kay, I just wanted to get my products at half price and sell to my customers at full price, just the women around me at the hospital. And look now. So it's whatever you want it to be as far as income. That's M. My next letter is R. They find something with R. So then I say, okay, that's recognition. R is recognition. And so in Mary Kay, I love that we get recognized, because how many things do you do at your regular job or as a mom or whatever you do that you never get a pat on the back with, okay? And so in Mary Kay, we get rewarded. We get tons of recognition. We get prizes. Like, this is one of my diamond rings from the company, and sometimes I pass around my diamond ring or I show it or whatever. I have several other diamonds. I've had fully expense paid vacations. I've had Coach handbags, Michael Kors purses, home decor. What are some of those things I just shared? Cash bonuses that y'all actually love. And I get them to like voice off what they love, because I want to keep them interacting with me at that appointment. So I know this is taking me a little time to go through this, but I want y'all to see how I'm doing this so y'all can repeat it, okay? So I have them repeat back to me like what some of their favorite things are out of the prizes I just shared with them, okay? And so I say, you know what? I love it because we can earn as many prizes as we want to. We truly, truly can. And you know what? You as a new consultant, you may have not gotten any prizes yet. You may have. You can share with them some of the ones they have, but you can also share with them about the diamonds and the vacations and all that kind of stuff that are available. So that type of thing. Let me make sure we don't have any questions yet. Okay. No questions. But there's a lot of y'all on. Yay! All right. So that, and then my next letter, S, y'all get the point, is self-confidence. And so, that's when I share with them how much my confidence has grown in Mary Kay. Some women start Mary Kay because they're shy and they want to branch out of their shell. And you know what? You don't have to be super outgoing to start Mary Kay. So that type of thing. So I share with them that. C stands for cars. Did y'all know? I always ask this because this gets everybody's attention. Did y'all know y'all could drive free in Mary Kay? That women drive free in Mary Kay every day? And half the time they say no. And I say, okay, have y'all ever seen any Mary Kay cars before? And they say yes. But they didn't know we drove those free. I'm like, what? Whatever. I guess they thought we paid for them each month. I don't know. But I tell them how I've been driving free for 3 years now in Mary Kay. And guess what? You haven't been driving free yet, but you can tell them about me that's been driving free. It doesn't matter. Like before I drove free and all this kind of stuff I'm telling y'all, I would tell them about my director or women I knew in Mary Kay that were driving free or making huge income or whatever you want to do. So I tell them about the cars. I say there's several different ones. Like we have the Chevy Cruze, we have Toyota Camry, Chevy Equinox, black BMW Series 3, and then the Cadillac. And the cool thing is, if you don't want the car, you can take cash compensation instead. And so you can actually take all the way from $375 a month at the Cruze level all the way up to $900 a month at the pink Cadillac level. And you know what I love most is we get a new car every other year. And so we never have to drive old in Mary Kay. And so just as soon as that new car smells going away, we get another one. And then they also, my director, or you can say, well, it's me, but you can tell my director has actually been driving free for 3 years. And she told me she always took the car because they actually pay 85% of your car insurance also with all the tax and titles and fees and tags and all that kind of stuff, which is really huge. And y'all, Mary Kay in the last 3 years has paid out over $30,000 for me, just one, to drive free in my car payments and insurance and all that. They've paid out $30,000. And, there's women driving free every single day. Even here in Nashville, I have girlfriends every day driving free. And there's tons of them, like 15, I know at least just here in the Nashville area. So it's not like it's foreign to us, okay? And then A stands for advancement. So we're still playing the game for the tickets, of course. But A stands for advancement. And I share with them this, and I just say, you know what, in Mary Kay, and I say advancement and actually advantages. I want you to put both, okay? So advancement, I tell them in Mary Kay, the cool thing is you can move as fast or as slow as you want to, or never at all. It's totally up to you. And so, you know what? You don't have to wait on anybody to die or retire or anything like that, because y'all all know how that is in the corporate world or at your job. You got to wait on somebody to die or retire. But in Mary Kay, you get to set your pace. So you know what? If you want to promote yourself to executive income in your first couple months in Mary Kay, you can do that. Or if you don't ever want to move up at all in Mary Kay, you can do that also. It's totally up. It's totally up to you. So you get to decide that. And then also the advantages are there's no territory, so you can take this wherever. There's no like weekly, monthly sales quota. All Mary Kay requires is like your first order is and like to do an order every 3 months to keep active is what I meant. So that, and then also the tax advantages, which are really, really huge. So in Mary Kay, you get to write off a ton of stuff. You can write off square footage of your house or your apartment, portions of your bills, even mileage. So every time I go back home to Alabama, I write off all that mileage as a business trip. So, you know, there's a lot of people we know that live where we do that aren't from there, that can travel like different places and use those as business trips with their Mary Kay and tax write-offs and go back and see their family. So that's really huge. And then lastly, you can be your own boss. So in Mary Kay, you can actually do this as little or as much as you want to. And that's the cool thing, because most women that start Mary Kay are actually busy. And I know under here you see where I have I have the 6 qualities of a successful consultant. I want y'all to learn those also, because I sprinkle these in throughout when I'm sharing this stuff. So for example, on boss, I say most women that start Mary Kay are busy women, but that is actually a quality of successful consultants in Mary Kay, believe it or not. And if anything would have stopped me getting started, it would have been time. Because when I started Mary Kay, I did not have hardly any time. I had a very full plate. And so you can sprinkle it in where it fits. And so just sort of throughout, I take some of those qualities and sprinkle them in. At the end, I'll also say, you know what I love about Mary Kay is you don't have to be pushy. You don't have to be the sales type, because women don't feel comfortable with that. And you know, that relieves a lot of people, because they think, oh, Mary Kay, that's great and wonderful, but I would never be great because I don't sell stuff, for one. And I'm busy. And, you know, I don't know anybody. And I tell them about how I just moved to Nashville and I didn't know anybody. And I have a customer base and stuff like that, because they can relate to those things. Because a lot of times those would be the things that would hold them back. But when they realize, oh, you don't have to like have that or do that or whatever, or you can be successful no matter who you know, then they're like, oh, maybe I could do this. And they start thinking, oh, I could do this maybe. And so, you know, we got to open that door for them and let them know that Mary Kay has so much diversity, and it doesn't matter where you came from, what your schedule looks like, what kind of personality you have, or anything like that, that you can be successful in Mary Kay. So, and then I show them a picture of the starter kit after that. I say, okay, I'll show y'all what my actually, I show them my starter kit bag when we're in person. I say, this is actually the starter kit. It comes with $410 worth of products in it, $400. And the cool thing is, you know what? When we start Mary Kay, we don't know if we're going to be great or not, but you have free training. You have a mentor. So it's not, here's your starter kit, good luck. And if you ever dip your toe into it and give it a try and decide it's not for you, that's okay. We'll love you and put you back in our customer base. But you know what? For me, it's been a million blessings, and it could be some blessings for you too, whether it's just small or large, either one. So now I want you to pick what's best for you, A, B, or C, and I have them circle that on their profile sheet that they filled out at the beginning, okay? So that's how I play the Mrs. Cab game, okay? And then I draw for my prize. So I know that was really extensive, and I'm going to try to run through the rest of this really quickly because I took a little bit of time on that, but I wanted to be sure and share that with y'all so y'all can hear exactly what it sounds like, because if you're like me, when you hear it, you can repeat it. But if you don't know how to do it or how to share with people, and I'm really excited, not over the top excited, because I don't want to scare people, but, you know, I'm excited about what I'm sharing with them. And you know what? I believe in it, what I'm sharing with them. And you got to believe in what you're sharing, or else they can tell. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to love this business and share that you're loving it with them. So, all right. Who is our target market in Mary Kay? This is very important, okay? So your target market, not only just sharing Mary Kay with women, but also when you're putting the product on people's faces, you're going to get the most results when you're seeing target market women, okay? And so there's a few different ones. So H stands for homeowner, if they're a homeowner. W stands for wife. M stands for mother. C stands for career. They have a career. O stands for over 25. And P stands for positive attitude, okay? Because we do not want negative Nancy's. Those people bring us down. We can help change negative Nancy's, but we want positive attitudes because in Mary Kay, you will find that we're nothing but positive 90% of the time, hopefully. But who is our target market? It does say 4 out of the 6 on here, but honestly, if they're about 3 out of the 6, then they would be considered target market. So you can sort of play with that a little bit. But really, when you're working with women, you want to make sure they're aged like 24 to 55, somewhere in that age range. Because honestly, the younger you go, like, they're not really concerned on growing a Mary Kay business right at this point. Like if they're in college, if they're like 18, fresh out of high school, a lot of times they're not going to really know the importance of creating income for themselves and like those types of things. So, I'm not saying that they can't be great. They can be. I've had a few 18-year-olds that totally rocked it out. But you have to work more numbers when you're working in that age range. And so really for y'all to get the results the fastest, you're going to have more results in the age ranges and these qualities that I shared with y'all. Okay. So I don't mean that in any harsh way or, that we don't want to love everybody, because we do, and you want to share with everybody. But as far as especially like your appointments go, as far as putting the product on people's faces, you want to try to stay in this target market range, because sometimes when you get out of that, your results aren't going to be what they should be. Okay. And so I just say that out of love, because I don't want you to waste time. I want you to get the best results from your Mary Kay business. Okay. Okay, so number 4 on the next page, we're going to go down. You got to be prepared to share Mary Kay at every party, okay? And so I don't care if you have to stand in the mirror and practice sharing Mary Kay before you get to that appointment, or even you can do this with your booking scripts also. Practice them in the mirror, because guess what? You know what? When you look at yourself, you may feel a little funny at first, but you're going to learn how to do it, and you're going to be memorizing that when you're sharing that in the mirror even, or maybe get somebody you can practice with and that type of thing. Like let your husband or your child or whatever, like just act like there's somebody sitting there listening and practice with them if you have to. So after you want to make sure you also have your supplies that you need, okay? So at your appointment, you want to make sure that you have these. And you know what? I actually have the set sheets on the front, and you can find these all on Party Central. And on the back, I have a picture of the starter kit, because I want them to be sure and know what the starter kit looks like and what comes in it and everything, okay? And then I also have documents right here with me, okay? I also have information to send home with them. So I have more than one thing. So I actually have these little brochures, and you can print these off. They should be on our unit website, but they go over how we make our income in Mary Kay, like the avenues of income. They also go over those 6 qualities of a successful beauty consultant and that type of thing. So they can, if they don't decide they want to start their Mary Kay that day, they can take it home with them. And one thing, I'll share that in a minute. Hold on. And then I also have this little picture of this starter kit right here. These I created on Vistaprint. If you would like some, you can let me know. And I have some, if you're local, I can bring them to the unit meeting and sell them to you that way, because I basically bought a ton up front. Or we can go, I have them saved on my Vistaprint account, so we could always log into my Vistaprint account and order you some and get them shipped to your house or whatever. But they have a hotline where they can call in and listen to the hotline and stuff like that. And so you want to send them home with information, because you know what? If you just tell them about it and they don't take home information, sometimes it may just flip on their mind. But if they have the information, even if they laid it on their kitchen table, they may just see it and say, oh, you know what? I want to read this and look at this and ponder their thoughts again and that type of thing. So that, And then also below here, we're going to talk about the I'd love your opinion forms that you want to have at your appointment. Okay. So that type of thing. So one thing I wanted to share with y'all about sharing, because like we said, you're new consultants. And so you may be thinking like, I don't know what I'm doing yet, that kind of thing. And I just want to also share that no matter what your goal is, if your goal is to move up super quickly, then you're going to be sharing like wildfire and building your team. But even if, you don't really want to move up in your Mary Kay, still share with women. You want to know why? Because I'm going to share with you my personal experience. So I'm a Cadillac sales director, Mary Kay. Guess what my recruiter is? A personal use consultant, okay? And I only share that because I'm thankful that she did not let her goals affect her sharing Mary Kay with me. Does that make sense? So like her goals were not to rock out her Mary Kay. Her goals were to get her products at wholesale cost and sell to her friends and family kind of thing. And I happened to be in that friends group, okay, because my husband and her husband work together. However, she still shared about Mary Kay with me because guess what? It's totally 100% dramatically changed my life, okay? And I'm thankful that she wasn't selfish and didn't share with me, because when we don't share with other women, like, it's really just deciding that answer for them. You're deciding that their answer is going to be no to Mary Kay, or because people don't know what they don't know. And us sharing with them, they may see Mary Kay every day. They may know that you can make income in Mary Kay, but they may not know what kind of company it is, how outstanding it is, the benefits and the perks and I honestly believe if you look at this Mary Kay marketing plan and the way you can move up in Mary Kay, I don't know any other company. Like, I don't know any other, like, this is the best opportunity for women that I've ever seen in my life. And just to know that, did y'all know that 82% of women that actually make over 100 grand a year, actually, that is created from a direct sales company? Did y'all know that? 82%. That is huge. And, some of you may not be money motivated, and that's okay. But you know what? Think about the lives that you're impacting. It's just huge to think about. Even just as simple as just saying, hey, will you listen a little bit about Mary Kay? You can make a huge impact in somebody's life. Like, it's made a huge impact in mine. I've seen the impact it's made in countless lives. Countless. I've seen women start this business and they had no out to a domestic violence situation that they were in, and because they didn't have income and they relied on their husband, and they started their Mary Kay and were able to get out of that. One of my very dear girlfriends that is a sales director in Mary Kay, that was her situation. And you know what? Now she has a testimony to share with other women and to give them hope, because that she did it with her Mary Kay, and so even there's so many situations like that. Gloria Mayfield Banks, that was her story too. If you haven't seen her, you need to Google her or whatever. You need to like look her up and like Google Gloria Mayfield Banks' iStory and watch it. It will blow you away. Okay. Because she is absolutely phenomenal. She has dyslexia. She was in a domestic violence situation when she started Mary Kay. And guess what? Her average commission check in Mary Kay a month is about $80,000, if not more. And like, to think that, you know what, started off from that. She met her consultant at a appointment at a skincare party. She was she was there with one of her friends. And so, you meet your next possible recruits at your appointments. You really do. Okay. So sorry, that was just sort of my heart. I had to share. Okay. So number 5, use the I'd love your opinion form and ask the 3 closing questions out loud. Okay. After sharing, then after you've shared Mary Kay, pass out your I'd love your opinion form, okay? And then return your completed forms to me as your director, and I'll help you follow up with those women, because as a new consultant, you don't know how to follow up, and that's something part of our training that we do is teach you how to follow up from your appointments, okay? As far as if they are a little bit interested, I'm going to teach you how to follow up with them, okay? So turn those back. You can take a snapshot of them and send them to me or whatever, and do that. Okay. So number 6 is never skip a step. So we're booking, coaching, selling, and then recruiting. Okay. And so what if they want to start a Mary Kay business? Okay. Why would you book an appointment with them first. Okay. And the reason for that is, number one, to teach them how to book, because when, you know what, the most powerful thing in sharing Mary Kay with other women, like a lot of times, like if they sign up at a party, if they start their Mary Kay at a party, they're automatically going to want to do parties because that's what they saw you doing. But then also you get to see them again, which is the number two reason. But they also saw that you booked the appointment, that you use the scripts and everything to book them. And so then they're going to know the scripts work. Does that make sense? So all my new team members, they all know that they got booked with a script that I use. And so they all believe in the scripts when they start their Mary Kay, and they use them because the scripts work. I can't tell you that enough. And so they trust that, hey, these scripts work, and they get the best results starting out their Mary Kay because they know that they work, because they know that that's how I got in touch with them in the first place. So that, and why close their sales first? So at a party, when you're closing people out, you always want to close out the sale first. So sell them the products they want to get, and then team build, okay? And so you want to close out the sale first because, for one, that teaches her how to sell the product, okay? Because she sees you selling the product and that type of thing. Because you're setting the example even when you're at that appointment, when you're closing that person out and talking to them about Mary Kay, you're setting an example, which is awesome. And then number two, why close the sale first? Because it keeps her excited and she falls in love with the products. And when she signs, and by the time her kit comes in, she loves it even more. Okay. And that's the biggest thing. Like, you're going to find your next team members at your appointments because they're trying the product, they're falling in love with the product, and so they believe in the product, versus somebody that's listening about Mary Kay that's never tried the product before. Because I just want you to think about it for a minute. Like, if you never tried the product before or anything like that, you're gonna be like, what the heck are you even talking to me about? I don't even know how that works or whatever. And you're going to want to try the product before probably you decide you want to start selling it, because you want to believe in what you're selling, right? And so that's why you're going to meet your next team members at your appointment on average. So, I mean, you may have a few oddballs that decide to start Mary Kay and never tried the product before. That happens every once in a while, but the majority are going to come from your appointment. So if you want to know, where do I meet my next team members? You having appointments on your books and holding those appointments is where you're going to find your next team members, okay? And then also, you can tell her, remember when I closed your sale. You give her reference points. This is still part of number two. If you don't have reference points, she gets confused, okay? So, like, when you're talking to your new team member and you can reference them back to, like, don't you remember when I did this or did that? And then it clicks and she's like, oh, yeah, I remember seeing you do that. And so then she's like, oh, that's what I do, you know, that kind of thing. So that's the two reasons you want to sell before you actually get them started in Mary Kay, okay? Because they need the product for their skin and that type of thing too. When she buys the product, what does that tell you about her? That tells you, for one, she likes the product enough to buy it for herself, right? Because she wants to use it on her skin. And then number two, she likes, hold on. Oh, sorry. I got all confused. Number two, she likes herself enough to buy the product for herself. So she wants to take care of herself, okay? So that's that. Now, give me 1 second. I got to switch over real quick to this right here. All right. So I want to make sure I'm on track because I'm using two different sheets on my end. Okay. So, and then the next part is you got to work the numbers when it comes to sharing. And I'm trying to hurry through the last part of this. But Brooke asked real quick, I had a question. Brooke asked, where do you get the I love your opinion form? I will actually upload those on our Facebook page tonight, so you can have those. But I'm actually, they're actually on our unit website under Party Central. You can print those out. Okay. So you have those there. Now, and when you're sharing Mary Kay with other women, it's all about working the numbers, okay? And so I just want you to think about it. Like, not everybody's gonna, Mary Kay's not right for everybody, and not everybody wants to start Mary Kay. Some people just want to be amazing customers, and that's awesome because we need customers too. And I never, when I share Mary Kay with women, I always just thank them for their time, for listening, and just remind them, like, thank you so much for being a customer, because it's not for everyone. And so, you know what, if there's somebody that's like, no way, never, I don't want to do this, I'm not going to push them or keep trying to force Mary Kay on them, because then we become the pink stalker, and you do not want to be the pink stalker, because that gives Mary Kay a bad name. Okay. We don't want Mary Kay to have a bad name. So, there's some people where you just love them where they're at. And you know what? If later on in life they decide, hey, I want to start Mary Kay, at least they know the details about it, like you did your part sharing, and they'll remember to call you back. They will, and they'll be a part of your team at that time. I've had people that I shared with 2-3 years ago when I first started my Mary Kay that just are calling me, hey, I want to give it a try, and that type of thing. So they will keep that seed in the back of their mind. So it's all about working the numbers. And so honestly, 1 out of 10 women properly layered will actually join your team. Now, if you get really good at it, it'll become more like 1 out of 5. So as a director, I sort of average about 1 out of 5. Whereas a new consultant and a Sharon and stuff like that, you may average about 1 out of 10. And so here below shows you a team building layering chart. So that way you can keep track of who you share with. Excuse me, because you're going to have some ladies that we share with that they may say, not right now, or maybe in a couple months when life changes a little bit or something like that. And so you want to keep track of that so you can remember to follow up with them, okay? And we're going to learn follow up, because that's very key. So that's the team building layering chart that you can use. And then you want to know all your resources that you can actually provide to them to have different avenues to actually listen a little bit more about Mary Kay. And so right here below on your team building packet, I have mine pulled up if you're wondering what the heck I'm doing. But know all your resources. So you actually can share like our Nationals iStory. Our National actually has a marketing hotline that they can call into, which I can get that for you. I will say there's different personality styles and some of these different marketing hotlines. That's why there's about 5 or 6 on this picture that you see of the driven area and that type of thing. Because different people have different personality types. And so it tells you like their former occupation and stuff like that, because some people may relate to different occupations previously or whatnot, may relate to that easier. And so our National, she has if they are very shy and that type of thing, then they would really relate to her iStory and her marketing hotline. Because our National Cindy, like, she honestly says, I could not even lead in silent prayer when I started my Mary Kay. Like, she was that incredibly shy. She battled depression for so many years, and Mary Kay is something that she said that was my medicine for depression. Because, there was days she went through years and years of infertility, like just so many different things. And she shares a lot of that through, because Mary Kay is what brought her through those things and gave her the strength and confidence to keep going. So, anyways, you can see that, but here's all the hotlines you can share with them. Now, anytime you have somebody listen to a hotline, text me their name and number and let me know they listen to the hotline, so that way you can get credit, because we'll want to follow up with them together after they listen. So you always tell them, let me know as soon as you finish listening and we'll follow up with you. Chat with my director for like 2 minutes just so I can get my credit for you being one of my shares this month, because every single month we have different ways that you can earn prizes and get entries for stuff and stuff like that for doing shares. So that, and then the Pearls of Sharing unit conference call each week, we have different times for that. That flyer is posted on our Facebook group, but I can also text that out to you if you just send me a text requesting that, if you don't have it already, because some of y'all already have that. Our next share time is actually this Thursday night at 8 o'clock. So you can invite women to be a part of that. Say, hey, I need your help. I just started my Mary Kay. I'm working on my Pearls of Sharing, and I just need 6 women to listen a little bit more about Mary Kay and just sort of how the business works and just share their opinion. And you know what? Like, your name will go into a drawing for some free product when you do that, because we always have a drawing every quarter that their name gets entered into. Like last quarter, it was $50 of free product. It started over on March 1st, and we're going to do something different this time. We're going to do something really fun for that. So that, and then also you can always invite them to our weekly meeting as a guest. So that way they can see a little bit more about Mary Kay, get to know like the different women, and get to see just like how much fun we have and that type of thing, and how we work our businesses. So invite them to the success meeting on Wednesday nights. Also, we can do an interview. I like to call it a share. I don't like to call it an interview because interviews scare me. I don't know if they scare y'all, but that word scares me. So I always say a share because that sounds way more friendly. And we do a share call with them on three-way, just one-on-one, or we can do it in person if we're local. So those are all the different ways that you can share Mary Kay with other women, okay? Or with women that you meet and see and that type of thing. Also, know your audience. And so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this sheet, the DISC. Now, it's really important to learn DISC personalities. Everybody has a different personality, even at your appointments when you're closing people out and stuff like that, or like your people you have at your appointment. Learning these different personality traits can actually help you a lot in how to relate to them. Because honestly, I just want you to think of it this way. Like if I come in so excited and you are like a super shy person, I'm probably going to scare you to death. So I sort of have to like tone down my voice and like relate to them and their personality type. And so this really sort of teaches you how to do that, because sometimes we don't think about those kind of things, but it's so important. And then the starter kit flyer that I showed y'all earlier is underneath here. And then also the brochure, the recruiting brochure I have on here in our new consultant packet with you. And so I want you to go ahead and text me any questions you have right now so I can answer them live, because I know y'all probably have some great questions. I do also want you to write down at the bottom of your sheet some of the things that you took away most tonight. Like, what did you learn new about sharing? What are you excited about sharing? Like, what are you excited about sharing with other women? And also, you will find as brand new consultants, okay, so if you don't know the script you use to ask women to listen for your pearls of sharing to earn those, then it's actually at the bottom of this sheet that you got in your welcome packet. So if you haven't started on your pearls of sharing, your assignment tonight, because you have assignment you got to complete to get your credit for bootcamp. But your assignment is to set up your 6 pearls of sharing calls. Now, some of you may already have 3, or you may have had 1 already, or you may have completed all of them so far. So your assignment is to set up your pearls of sharing calls if you haven't already. Because you know what? I did share with y'all how we share earlier, but guess what? That conversation when you're talking to women is going to sound different with each person, because everybody has different questions and stuff like that. And so those pearls of sharing calls is most importantly for you to learn how to share Mary Kay with other women. And to hear me do it several times, because when we hear it several times, we learn it and we start to master it, and we feel like, oh, we can do this too when we've heard it several times. And so that's part of your training starting out Mary Kay. Also in Mary Kay, you're sharing, so team building. If you're scared of team building, don't be, okay? But in Mary Kay, the income was set up for you 2 avenues of income, okay? So one is actually your sales. And so in Mary Kay, you make 50% off everything that you sell. The second way in Mary Kay that you make income is actually team building, okay? And so adding women to your team. And so honestly, I just want y'all to think, okay, we have these 2 portions. Now, if we take, this is half of the way we make our income in Mary Kay. This is the other half. If we take one half away, how much are you gypping yourself on? Like as far as income, okay? And I want y'all to know something. So you want to work both avenues so that you can maximize your income in Mary Kay. And one of the most important things is that in Mary Kay, if you like, your wealth in Mary Kay is going to come from team building. Now, I'm just going to share this, and some of y'all have heard this before. And actually in your welcome video, if you remember, I shared with you about how in Mary Kay, like I have great sales every single year, but my sales, and I hold a good amount of appointments, but my sales never, like, okay, for example, last year, my team building commissions added up to right at $70-something thousand. And that are my commissions, team building, from team building. That was my income. You want to know how much my income was on sales? It was around 20,000 or so. And that's as a director. Okay. And so where do you think more income came from? That wealth in Mary Kay. And that is team building, because that keeps going up and up and up. But honestly, you can only do so many appointments throughout a month. And as far as increasing your income, you know what? There's no way I could sell $140,000 worth of product in a year to create $70,000 worth of income for myself throughout the year. Like, I would have probably no life left, honestly. And so, that's where, even like throughout the month, if you want to see $5,000 a month, like, you're going to be working it to sell $10,000 worth of product. I honestly don't know that I've ever sold $10,000 worth of product in 1 month. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm just saying. So that's where the wealth comes from in Mary Kay. And even, like, let's just say in your Mary Kay that, something happens to you, God forbid, if something happened to me, I've been team building for the last 3 years and built up my monthly income and stuff like that of what I on average see each month. So if something did happen to me tomorrow, I would still have income coming in. So when you're team building, you're also building yourself residual income, not just here and now sales and stuff like that. But you're building income for your future. I've had women on my team since my first year in Mary Kay that still to this day are still on my team and still working their business, and I'm still seeing income from that. Okay. And so I'm not saying it's all about the income. Honestly, my passion is more seeing women achieve their goals and having victories for themselves and for their family, which is like the greatest blessing ever, to know that because you said yes and because you were unselfish and shared Mary Kay with her, that it's impacted her life. And so that's the greatest blessing. It's getting to pass this on. And that was Mary Kay's dream, was to create a company where women could honestly grow it to their full potential, where they could have all their dreams become reality, and that we could keep passing this on. Because honestly, if we quit sharing Mary Kay with other women, this company would eventually come to an end. I hate to say it. And so it's up to us to pass on Mary Kay's legacy, to enrich the life of others, to allow them the same opportunity that we've had. I want you to think for just 1 second. This is the last thing I'm going to close with. Let me make sure we didn't have any questions. I don't think we had any questions. I'm just getting some feedback of, okay, Brooke did ask one question. Brooke did ask, what is our assignment if we've already earned our pearls? Your assignment is just simply to do 6 more shares. As far as just set up 6 more, since you're going back through this again, like set up 6 more. And so we can all earn our pearls again, or something else. You're going to have ways so you can earn stuff for shares this month, and that'll be posted tomorrow. So get excited. But anyways, I just want you to think for 1 minute. If you took Mary Kay out of your life, like, I want you to think about, take the products out of your bathroom, take, the girlfriends that you've created in your Mary Kay. And I know you're a brand new, but I know you've met probably somebody. You've met me. Take me out of your life. I want you to take everything of Mary Kay out of your life and take yourself back to what your life was before Mary Kay. And y'all, honestly, if I did that, I don't know what I would do with myself, and just like, honestly, just to know if we took everything away. And so I want you to think that what has Mary Kay brought to your life so far? I want you to write that down right now. What has Mary Kay brought to your life so far that you absolutely love? And I want you to think about, that could be that same thing for somebody else, or it could be something of that nature. And because you decided, hey, I'm just going to set up my pearls of sharing calls, or I'm going to share at this appointment with her, no matter what I think, because honestly, a lot of times they'll be the women you least expect. So never prejudge. That's one thing I can share with you. Never prejudge. So anyways, I just want y'all to really take that to heart. Here's Smokey. Yay. Here, I'll show y'all my dog. Smoke, come here. See him. Hey. So anyways, he loves to be in our space. He likes Mary Kay. So anyways, I just want y'all to honestly just take that to heart, and I don't say that lightly, and just know that you are going to make a difference. You're making a difference daily with every pampering session, with every share call we do. You're making a difference, and it may not feel like it in that moment, and a lot of times you may not even realize that you made a difference until they tell you later on, you know what, like, thank you so much for sharing this with me. Or they may tell somebody else in their life, and you just sort of hear it through the grapevine, what they said, or how much they thank you. I've had women come crying, and that's when it's really, really real, is when there are tears of joy from things that have changed in their life from Mary Kay. So I just want y'all to think that you're going to see those same things in your business. So I hope that y'all learned a ton tonight about sharing. And I hope that y'all have a great week. And don't forget your assignment, okay? So go ahead and work on that. Get those set up and text me as soon as you're done with that assignment, getting those set up. And you can ask women, even like, if you're like, I don't know who to ask, like if you have women at previous appointments that you haven't shared with, like we can share with them. It can be people on your Facebook where you're like, hey, I just need to ask somebody to help me out, to listen a little bit about Mary Kay. We could do that. But pick out sharp women in your life, like women that are like that strive for more in their life, that don't just settle for that type of thing, but pick out some sharp women, in your life, to listen a little bit more about Mary Kay so you can get that training in. So I hope y'all have a great night. I'm sorry tonight was a little bit longer, but I just wanted to make sure y'all knew every part about sharing. So have a great night, and I'll see y'all back next Monday live at 8 o'clock. Bye-bye.